Hey guys, good morning. This is Lubo. A couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine was asking me for advice because he wanted to set up a home studio in his apartment, but he said, man, I got such a small place. Is it even possible to set up a proper home studio there? And I was like in a similar kind of situation when we moved in here. So I thought I would make a video about how I set up everything, because when I was setting up my home studio, it really helped me to see what other guys were doing, and I just got some ideas where to set up everything and how to work best in a kind of small environment. So maybe there's some guys out there who will find this useful, and so here we go. Alright guys, so before we start, I just want to mention that I've set up those camera lights here and here because my corner here is very dark. Basically it's half of the room in my apartment, so the only separation I have is this like bookshelf thing here. The bookshelves work as a sort of a sound absorber, if that makes any sense, but I'm getting a really great sound in here. And the only other thing I'm using as far as soundproofing goes, I'm using this bass trap in the back here. So alright, let's move on to the guitars. It's an acoustic guitar, two guitars in different tunings, and my bass guitar that I really love. It's a bass guitar by Saya. Now this is a little tool and accessories shelf. If I want to fix something or solder something, there's some cables here. Basically just random stuff that you need in the studio. As monitors, I'm working with the Neumann KH120. They're really great. I'm working with a laptop. The only reason I went for a laptop this time is because I want to be mobile. You know, if you're doing recordings on the fly, or if another band or some artist asks me to record them, I just want to be able to go with the backpack and do a session. You know, it's really important for me, and this laptop has been a great workhorse for me. It's one of the new models by Asus. I'm using it on Windows 10. My main DAW is Studio One. That's what I use all the time. I love Studio One. Now, this is my interface I use. It's a Babyface Pro by RME. Great drivers, great stability. So moving to the right side, when I'm sitting, I'm usually sitting here, and on the right side I got all my little tools. For guitar stuff, we use the Kemper. Probably the best guitar innovation in about like 20 or 25 years. Then I got my little pedal board for if I want to track some DIs for bass or whatever. I got a little octaver, some EQ, and a tuner. And I got some letters there. I don't know what they're doing there, but whatever. Now, this is a MIDI keyboard. If I want to arrange like orchestra parts or piano parts and whatnot, I just fool around on this keyboard. Not that I can play keyboard or whatever, but I can get like a basic idea going on and do the rest with programming on the computer. The most important thing in the studio though is this little chair here, because usually I'm by myself, but sometimes my brother visits me, I do work for other people and they want me to record them. If I want to track some acoustic guitars with a multi-mic setup, I just move some mics up to the living room and take them away before my girlfriend gets home. That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. Real estate in big cities like Berlin is really expensive, so if you have to work with a small place, I think you don't have to be afraid of it. You just have to work it somehow, get it sounding the best you can, and get it set up the best you can so you can work fast. But when I'm tracking vocals, it's way too loud because I got neighbors here and I got neighbors up there and neighbors down here. A while ago I bought a vocal booth. I think it's 2 by 2 meters. The landlord here was kind enough to let me set it up in the basement area. I'm gonna show you this right now. Okay guys, we're downstairs now. This is where the vocal booth lives. You know, it's always been my dream to have like a proper practice space for me and not worry about neighbors and stuff like that and bothering other people with my all the stuff that we vocalists love to do. I've set up this light here again because I like to keep it really dark in here and cameras can see anything if there's no light. So again, a photo light here, just to let you know. Now moving in, I brought my laptop from upstairs, my audio interface and my headphones. That's the only thing I take here. And this is the microphone I use. It's a Rode K2. I tend to like mics that sound quite warm, so this one gives you this tube warm character that I'm always after. Now when it comes to practicing vocals or writing vocal parts, I like to feel like people can't hear me, because practicing or experimenting with vocals can get pretty annoying, especially if you're in the metal domain or rock domain, when you scream and yell a lot. And for certain techniques it can be fun to listen to, but most of the time you don't want to hear a singer practice, because everyone's got a voice and everyone knows when something's off about a voice or something like that. So I feel like it's always been best if I have the feeling that I'm alone and people can't hear me. That way I can push for notes, or I can like really belt out the high register notes. And it's always been a dream of mine to have a vocal booth like that set up for me to be able to record. I'm gonna show you a little track that I've been recording for Zapryan in here.
Deep through the beauty of life I gave you, that's the centric trust that buries you. Try to reach yourself, clean up the pain, but this wound can heal and will forever remain.
Alright, I really hope this was useful for somebody out there. It's not the easiest thing in the world to set up a home studio, but you don't have to be afraid either. Thanks for watching, please subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next one. Yeah, cheers.